Ray, I guess I'll start with you on Yair. Dominic Cruz called him one of one on the broadcast, and I think it's probably the most appropriate description. I don't know that I have a point of comparison. He is as special and unique a striker and well-versed as I've ever seen, and that says nothing of his cardio, his grappling. He's the total package, and I can't wait to see him fight for the undisputed title, but I'm glad that he's going to have a belt forever because he put in a lot of hard years to get there. What were your thoughts on Yair?
Superb, flawless. He got hit a couple of times, but he's got that Mexican heart. Even besides all the technique, he's got that altitude training, which is never going to fail him. I guarantee. Those Mexican fighters like Chavez, they could go 100 rounds. You could beat them with a bat. So I think he brings that intangible into the ring, plus the technique, the movement, the kicks. I picked him to win just because I thought he would offset him with the kicks, but that's just one aspect. He's really a talented guy, and that's the only problem I have with Volk rematch in Islam is that this fight I don't think is an easy fight for Volk. I mean, I'd love to. Everybody wants to see that fight too. So for the UFC, it was just a win-win because I think it opens up so many possibilities. Maybe the mystique of Islam has been taken away a little bit, for other guys to come in there. Yair Rodriguez added, what a performance he had. I want to see that fight with Volkanovski too. I want to see how Volk deals with him. They're in a great spot. They're all of them are. Yair, Volk, Islam, they have great fights ahead of them, and it's a win for the fans, and it's 100% a win for the UFC.
Kenny, before we spin it forward for Yair, your thoughts on his performance against a guy in Josh Emmett who's very hard to put away, had never been submitted before. And have you ever seen anything or anyone like Yair Rodriguez before?
I think Yair had Emmett beat on speed. He had him beat on athleticism. And Yair always comes into each and every fight with new skills. And I'm just so impressed with his evolution as a fighter. I think offensively, he is a problem for anybody, including Volkanovski.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So he's extremely dangerous. However, I still question some of the defensive capabilities. I don't know if he's sophisticated enough defensively to deal with Volkanovski, but as far as offense, he's a big-time problem. I kind of see him like Charles Oliveira, whereas when things are going well and when he's just overwhelming you with offense, you're screwed. He's going to take you out. He's just too good. But if you get him in certain defensive positions, again, you look at the first round. Let me be super critical here. He did get caught into side control. Josh Emmett, that's not what he does. He's not great at necessarily controlling you and taking advantage of those positions on the ground. But I do think that Emmett was just overwhelmed. He didn't know where he was getting hit from. He didn't know where Yair was. Yair is just unbelievable, man. Again, that speed, I keep talking about this. I'm like a broken record, but dude, just that speed alone is a lot. It is a lot to deal with. You talk about his skills now, his chin, his pacing, how he puts it all together. It will give you a headache. If you're a coach trying to break that guy down and how to beat, it's a big time problem. But I still hold Volkanovski in such high regard where I think that he still wins that fight. Not easy, but I still think he wins that fight. But I would love to see it. Like Ray said, there is no loser. If he fights Islam again, that's a win. If he fights Yair Rodriguez again, that's a win as well for the fans. Yeah, that's a great thing. And plus, it's not even how fast he is. It's how fast he is with his fast footwork. Like, it's just side to side. You're getting kicked. He's offset. You go to step in. You're getting interrupted. It gets frustrating as shit. It really does. But Kenny's right on. Defensively, a little bit. That's why I said I think he's gonna rely on that Mexican chin. I think that might help him a little bit, but even on the ground, not that I know he's evolved since the Frankie Edgar fight, but like if he went up and fought Islam, I would think Islam just wins that fight. He should be a huge underdog, even with his striking capability. I just think on the floor, he's not going to be able to survive like Volkanovski. And I would absolutely, and I would add in his ability to perform when he needs to. There were so many eyes on him. This is for the interim belt, and he maximized this opportunity. That is a sign of a great fighter. Just phenomenal.